There. Are we going now? Now we wait. It's not even on YouTube yet. Cargo, give me.
How many people?
It doesn't matter. It's gonna be showing.
Yeah, but we want it for like people to get here because they're just gonna restart it. They want the real one.
Thank you for coming in. Now we have the intro.
So this is the Maverick Times Podcast, episode 47. I have my sister Khloe today with us. Thank you for coming, guys.
All right. Well, thank you to Cara Lynn Ruiz, the youngest of the bunch, giving the intro there. So today we're doing something special, something that we have not done before, something we've been trying to do, but for some reason or another, it just hasn't worked out where we are able to do this. But I'm glad to bring it to you guys now, and we bring it to you because we have, of course, something we need to accomplish. We need well, I'll go ahead and let Khloe explain that to you. But for those of you that are not aware, don't know, this is my beautiful daughter, Khloe Alexandra Ruiz. She is currently playing softball with a World Series bound team. So they're going to the World Series this year, and she's looking for some support from everybody that wants to support. And that's why she wanted to actually come on a podcast and talk a little bit and see if we can get any donations for her, what she's trying to accomplish. So I won't take too much of the floor, but let's see what Khloe thinks and what Khloe says. Khloe, welcome to the Maverick Times Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Well, that's a little bit of a shy response there. You're usually loud, obnoxious, rude, even, I guess some of your younger siblings would probably say. So that's a little bit of a surprise. But how about we try again? Let's try again.
Thank you for having me on this wonderful podcast.
Of course. And have you seen our podcast before? Like, are you a regular follower or?
Yes. I am probably the biggest fan you have out there.
Wow. So, guys, not only do we have this young softball player here, but apparently she's claiming to be the biggest fan of the Maverick Times podcast. What do y'all think? Do y'all believe her?
I am. Of course.
Let us know in the comments, guys. Do you believe Khloe here saying that she is the biggest fan of the Maverick Times podcast? I'm not too sure about it, but anyway, so Khloe, we wanted to interview you, of course. Your team, I think maybe we would have them interviewing some of them later on if they're interested as well, right?
Yeah.
But you guys are going to the World Series, right?
Yes.
So for those of you that don't know, it's a 14U team, travel team, the Eagle Pass Mambas. This team, I think, was created about 2 or 3 years ago. It's a travel team. They've been to several cities, right? Played different tournaments. So now they're wanting and are eligible to go to the World Series. And shout out to the coaches. We got Coach Guerra. We got Coach Rivas.
Chovina.
Coach Ovina. I know we're missing one coach
Del
here.
Leon.
Coach de Leon, the one that was playing third base for a while.
Oh, Coach Garcia.
Coach Garcia, yeah. And I'm sorry if we missed anybody, but shout out to these coaches because they do everything on their spare time. This is something that, they don't charge any of the players. The only thing that they ask is that the players be active and showing up to these events because they've actually gone out and made the organization a nonprofit. So this is kind of a thing that was just created. And again, shout out to the coaches, shout out to the parents. They do have a board. So shout out to that parent board that is making things happen for these kids. And it's not anything that is just going to help the kids currently, but it's something that is going to help kids in Eagle Pass, Maverick County throughout, the lifetime of this nonprofit. And many of you that are familiar, nonprofits do continue to exist whether people are not there anymore or not. That still carries on. So Khloe, you're headed to the World Series. Where is this World Series at?
McAllen, Texas.
McAllen, Texas. Do you know where McAllen, Texas is at?
Nope.
So you're going to a World Series without knowing where the hell this place is at.
It's either 5 hours away or 8 hours. I can't remember.
It's either 5 or 8 hours away. Okay, I want to say that I probably mentioned this, I don't know how many times to you, I probably even showed you.
Oh, it's next to Fort Worth.
Next to Fort Worth.
No.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Never mind.
I don't know what to say after that. I mean, what else can somebody say if your daughter thinks that Fort Worth is close to McAllen? Wow. I apologize for that. I did fail to mention, apparently, she's in National Junior Honor Society, all your honor roll, GT, all that, but she thinks Fort Worth is next to McAllen. What do y'all think about that? Let us know in the comments. I'm restraining myself a little bit from laughing and discouraging her from ever coming on the podcast with me. But yeah, Fort Worth is about what, North Texas, headed towards the Panhandle. Not in the Panhandle, but yeah, North Texas. McAllen is south, like South Texas, very South Texas. So you're talking about having to travel practically the whole height of Texas there, at least a good 3/4. Can you not?
Oh, sorry.
Bad for the audio. Yeah, man. This is your first time being on a podcast or something?
Yeah. Yes. It's actually.
So Khloe, what position do you play?
I play third base.
Is there any other position that you play or that you've tried or that you like?
Well, I started off playing second base, and I do pitch occasionally.
You pitch. Now,
Yes.
hold on. Define pitch.
Throw strikes at everyone that goes against me.
Okay, I don't know. Do I have to ask for a definition of strikes that goes against you? Okay, fair disclaimer, everybody. I've been to every single game that she's had. So I've seen this quote unquote pitching.
It's really good.
So do you want to change any part of your statement after that disclaimer?
I'm practicing to be a pitcher.
She's practicing being a pitcher. First of all, she was a pitcher. Did you pitch?
Well, I
You struck
am.
everybody out.
Okay, in summer
No,
league,
practicing.
I pitched.
Huh.
I pitched in summer.
And how did you do?
There was no runs on me. There might have been a few walks.
Like 3?
Like 2.
Well, I have to go back on my videos and check that. But
Oh.
anyways, yeah. She has attempted to pitch, I would say. But every time I try to drag her to the backyard so she can, practice on
This is a lie.
her pitching, maybe get a little bit better. Yeah, she preferred to be on her phone and laying down or like something like that. So I don't know, guys. But the reason why we're here really is not only to interview Miss Khloe, right? Because I think that it's a big plus what her and her team, the MP Mambas, are doing. Shout out to the organization that the coaches and parents and the board have organized 2 teams that are going from Eagle Pass from the EP Mambas. So you got a 12U team, and we also have a 14U team that is headed out to that World Series. And of course, Khloe's part of the 14U team. She's playing third base. She can play other positions, as she mentioned, second base, outfield. I think she said she attempted to pitch, right? We all heard that one. But so she's headed to the World Series in McAllen. We're interviewing her. We're gonna get a little bit deeper and talk to her more. But she's out here because if anybody is interested in supporting the cause and helping her through her expenses of travel, we encourage you guys to send her a donation. And her Cash App there is Khloe A. Ruiz. Of course, all these donations are going to the EP Mambas just had a raffle, and if you guys participated, you can check that out. A great raffle put on by the parents. Great thing. So if you do want to donate, going for Khloe, for her travel, for her stay, for any meals that she might need to eat, we need to keep her on protein. You can donate that on Cash App there. We'll probably have another episode or so with her, interviewing her as we go along, headed towards the World Series, and possibly some interviews while we're there at the World Series as well. So if you want to support the cause for this young woman trying to do something and excel in greatness, we invite you to. Again, her Cash App, $ KHLOEARUIZ, Khloe A. Ruiz. And Cash App. It should be in your
Right
lower left screen right there. So we appreciate that. And if you can help us by liking this post and sharing this post, we appreciate that, so other people can see and giving them opportunity to contribute to this great cause and to this team that, it's a positive thing whenever you can have kids unite, teach them a little bit about leadership, sportsmanship. And another thing is keep them away from, getting in trouble. It's real easy to get in trouble nowadays as a kid. Many of you that are my age, that are parents now, know how easy it is to get in trouble as we did back in the day. But it's a good cause, so we appreciate that. Shout out to let's see, we got some comments already. Let's post these comments. Let's see. Good luck, beautiful. Your cousin Crystal used to live in McAllen. It's a 4-hour drive from Eagle Pass. Awesome. That's Tia Alma. She lives in San Antonio. You remember Tia Alma? Shout out. Thank you. We appreciate it. She's excited and eager. I don't want to talk for you. Talking to the mic. That's why you have one.
Thank you. I needed that. Oh, that clarification. That is the 4-hour drive and not 5 or 8 hours. Thank you for that.
And ZB from YouTube says, "Way to go, Kylie."
Okay.
Kylie.
Um.
Kylie, congratulations, Kylie.
Thank you very much.
Will donate person pink Swain here.
I'm not sure.
Any comment?
Let's not show that. Okay.
Wait. This is kind of sounds like maybe it's your siblings there playing with your mom's phone. What do you think?
Yeah. Let's not go
The
to.
Alma says, "Love you all."
We love you too.
All right. Well, guys, let's get into this interview. So, Khloe, can you tell us what age, what grade you're in, what school you go to? What's up with that? Give us a scoop.
I am 13, and I go to school in Memorial Junior High, and I am going to 8th grade.
All right, so you got an eighth grader going to be an eighth grader. So, what is an eighth grader like you going to be an eighth grader like? What's the school experience for you like? Did you enjoy it? Because I know you went obviously from sixth grade to seventh grade,
Yeah.
and that's a big jump, right? In anybody's life. I remember mine, but so tell us about that experience. How did you feel going from sixth grade to seventh grade?
It is a big jump, and there's a lot of people who will try to get you to do things. You just have to do your own thing.
That's kind of confusing, but let's kind of touch a little bit on that, not too much. So, I understand that, there's a lot of peer pressure, especially at your age, especially now because it's not the same as it was in our time. And I know you guys that are around my age and know you guys can agree, the times have definitely changed. And you guys as parents out there that watch this podcast, this follow our page, our news, you guys regularly see our approach to this situation, and we always try to be a positive reinforcement for Khloe, and tell her about these possibilities that they could face, right? And I think it's important for parents, both a father and mother figures, to put their individual touch on the kids, because it's important. I mean, she just told me saying that, and revealing it, and she's talked to me about it before, that there's things that happen at the school. And I understand that administration and security and everybody can't be everywhere at the same time, right? But it's important to talk to the kids. It's important to tell them about what is right, what is wrong. And a lot of the times, most of these problems can stem from a parent not communicating with their child. I think Khloe can confirm to you guys. I'm one of those, what do they say,
Helicopter parents.
Yeah, and I learned that term from her, a helicopter parent. And I had a helicopter parent as well when I was growing up. And at the end of the day, honestly, I think that it was for the best, because it's important to have that presence and that accountability from the kids. It's very important, especially nowadays where things are, kind of, yeah, they're crazy, guys. Let's be honest. It's not the same that we grew up in. If you're around my age, and I can definitely tell you the generation before, it was definitely not like that, even more so. Let's just go through some of the comments here real quick. Thank you all for commenting. We appreciate that. If you can share this podcast, first ever podcast, I bring somebody out from the family here. My daughter, I've been trying to get her to do one for a long time. We have Miss Campos. I think you maybe want to tell her thank you for something.
Thank you for wishing me good luck, and thank you for all the hard work you do for me outside, out there in the world. Oh, thank you for helping me get donations, and I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
This
Thank
person
you.
ZB says, "Slow down,
Okay,
look in the camera,
let's
calm
go ahead and.
down. You're doing too fast." Miss Kathy Felan
Oh,
says,
that's my sixth grade teacher.
"Awesome. Anything you want to say to her?"
I miss you. The teachers aren't like you, and yeah, I miss you. Thank you for wishing me luck.
All right.
Okay, let's not show anything from ZB anymore.
You were born with start. Look, you have some notes over here. Actually, let's show these online.
Let's not.
We're gonna go ahead and show the notes.
Let's not show
So these were notes that are in real time are given to Khloe here. Let's see. Look at the camera. That's one note. Second note would be spark with what?
No,
Speak with confidence. I'm sorry, not spark. We're not sparking anything
And
here.
it says smile.
Smile. You have star quality. Be grateful. Raise your money. That was scratched off at the end.
Okay,
I wasn't supposed to say that, right? So yeah. ZB says, "Remember who you are." Who are you, Khloe? Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Let's go ahead and cut off ZB's comments.
You want to tell us a little bit about who you are there?
Let's block her as a viewer, please.
Okay, we have one request of blocking. Ms. Campos says, "You're welcome."
Thank you, thank you.
Ms. Felan says, Auntie Alma says, "Yes, give it your best. We believe in you," from the Garcia family.
Thank you very much.
All right. So, okay, you have this big old World Series. Let's talk about what got you to where you're at right now. Now, not too long ago, we want to say what, 3 or 2 years ago, it had been how many years since you've played softball?
Oh, well, I'd say I played t-ball whenever I was around 3.
So you never played anything. The last thing you played was t-ball. Is
like
that accurate?
sports or
No. Well, not sports in general, but
like baseball. Yes, yeah.
So the last thing you played was t-ball. So after that, in softball, you go to like coach pitch and stuff like that. But obviously, you weren't.
I skipped all of that.
You didn't do any of it. She didn't do any of that. So by the time you thought, "Hey, I want to start softball again," Dad, we were going into where they're already pitching to you, right? So you can imagine that was a big step. She had been out a few years. Last thing she did was softball, and that was with a majority of boys in the team. She was, I think, our starting second baseman, if I'm not mistaken, but with the majority of boys, right, in t-ball. And then from there, she did not play any softball for a good couple of years. And then she came back and she said she wanted to play softball. She wanted to, start doing that sport because she liked it. So bring it fast forward. Whenever she wanted to start, we had word of this team. We put her in a summer league. Me and her started, going to the ballpark to practice some of these parks out here. And a crazy thing happened. So we were practicing. Khloe's always had a pretty good arm. So I kind of get a little bit of a distance from her, right? And we're making this throw from first to third. And she's making the throw from third to first. So when I return the ball to her in one of these times that she throws it, what happened? You want to go and tell everybody?
The sun kind of got in my eyes, or I don't really know what happened. It seemed like the ball went through my glove, but obviously that didn't happen. But I kind of caught the ball with my face, with my nose. So
now, can you define catching the ball with your nose? Just so everybody knows.
The ball was thrown about 80 miles per hour straight to my nose, and it broke.
That is not an actual fact. Okay, I don't throw 80 miles an hour. But I threw the ball. But yeah, she did get hit right in that nose. And you can't tell at all, right, guys?
Let's go ahead.
For all of y'all watching, can you let us know in the comments? Can you tell that she was hit by a big ass softball at
80 miles per hour?
80 miles per hour. Anyways, Kara, bring it. So that happens, right? And immediately, I heard it was like a thump. And it worried me because whenever I heard that thump, it kind of seemed like something was hollow. Like if she didn't have a brain or something was missing, it was just like a hollow. And I was like, crap. So I run over there, right? I'm panicking already. I'm like, damn, this little kid. I already, I didn't know what to think. So I go over to her. She's bleeding. She's, has a cut on the top of her nose. She's bleeding. She just, she didn't say much. I could tell from the look of her face she needed to go in the emergency room. So we were at the Nick Carr sports complex in the softball field. So we're headed out. She's getting in the car. She's putting blood all over the damn car because there was a lot of blood. Actually, I think I have a photo. You mind if
Let's not show the photo.
But just to put it in context for everybody, I think everybody might want to see the photo and be like, okay, well, that was a lot of blood. I mean, besides the people that haven't seen it already.
It was just a lot of blood. Let's keep it at that.
All right. Well, anyways, this girl, and I'll tell you, I was amazed myself. There was no tears shed at all. No crying. No, it hurts. It was just like, oh, my nose is broken. It feels weird. There's blood coming out. Can we go fix it? So I drive her to the ER. Again, no tears, no complaints. You ask her if it was hurting. She's, oh, well, look at my face. And that's exactly the way she talks. If you can see that here, right? So we get there. She needs to get one stitch. She did break her nose, but she broke it not to where it was shattered or in one way or the other. It just broke inward to where they didn't have to fix it. They just gave her the stitch, and then it ended up healing by itself. But honestly, if you look at it, it looks like it may have been an improvement. I mean,
yeah,
no plastic surgery needed there. If you guys need any assistance, give me a call. I have plenty of softballs. We can head over to the Nick Carr Sports Complex and we can play catch. And you too can get a quote unquote free cosmetic surgery.
rhinoplasty.
Yeah, whatever it was, whatever you want to call that.
You don't even need to buy a glove.
You don't even have to buy a glove. I'll bring the softballs. I provide that. That's part of the fee that you'll be paying. Yeah, as you can see, that came out. I mean, look at that. I do very good work, and it's a throw from first to third. Boom, I throw it, you're out. It might sting a little bit, but like I said, you saved how many thousands of dollars from plastic surgery?
Yeah, that's
Again, this is just purely for comedy. I hope everybody takes that. Nobody will believe that I intentionally try to hit my daughter with a softball. And somebody is yelling in the background to say for entertainment purposes only.
Let's also block her from the house at this moment. She
Yeah.
has been blocked from the comments.
Khloe's been trying to block her from comments, but everybody knows we don't block people from the comments. So
Sadly,
yeah, that's the way it goes, right? So okay, we have Khloe hitting her in the head, in the nose, right, breaking her nose with a softball, and this is that she's barely trying to get back to playing softball. But was this even before your first summer season?
no, this was my second.
Yeah, okay, this is headed to her second summer season. Let me tell you about that first summer season because it was something to fucking forget. Like, wow. How many
Okay.
times did you swing the bat? Once?
Okay.
Twice? 3 times.
They were really good pitchers at the time.
So, anyways, so her first, she had some positives, right? There are some positives. So this was going to her second year, and I think that this is where we were kind of like, hey, let's invest more time in it. We need to see some improvement. Let's see what this girl can do. Let's let her loose, right? So we're there playing. Unfortunately, we had that little incident, but I will say, I mean, she wasn't discouraged from playing. Right after that, I think it was a week or two later, she had a scrimmage, a practice, or something like that, and she was like, "Hey, well, let's go, let's do it." I think that same week, she actually had a volleyball practice, a volleyball game.
Oh yeah, game.
She had a volleyball game, and she ended up still playing with her healing nose. If any of you guys out there interested in donating to this positive cause to Khloe for her World Series 2025 World Series trip with her team, you can assure that you are donating to somebody that is very committed to her crafts and anything she does, and it's very hard to keep her out of what she does. I mean, again, she hit a point where she was hit with a softball. That didn't stop her. She still that week she had a volleyball game. Again, that didn't stop her. She ended up going to her game, taking care of business. We had to tell her to watch out for the nose, take care of yourself, don't let anything happen to that. We didn't want another break, obviously. But yeah, okay, Khloe. So you're going into your second season now. You have a little bit of experience. I know you were just getting your feet wet that first year. So how do you feel going into that second year of summer ball?
I feel very confident. I improved a lot within such a short amount of time. It was hard to catch up to the other girls that had been doing it their whole life, but I could gladly say I caught up.
No, and there's a lot of good players in the 14U age range, right? There's very competitive players. I mean, you have some pitchers that are awesome. You have fielders, some batters that hit the crap out of that ball every time they're up there to bat, and it's very impressive. Again, since Chloe showed an interest, we've been observing her as I think we helped out a little bit coaching. We've helped out. We've been there almost at every single game in the stands, recording her and making sure she's able to get some feedback from what she's seen. And then, so your second year passes, right? This is already going into your seventh grade year in junior high or in school, right? You tried and you tried out for several sports in the school, right?
Yes.
So first one you tried out for was of course volleyball.
Volleyball.
I remember you from your sixth grade volleyball year where you were able, to serve a whole side where they had to switch and say, hey, that's enough points, and you were serving all those 7, 8 points, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can imagine you were pretty disappointed, as I was, in not making the team in seventh grade. But you handled it pretty well, I want to say.
It was a very specific criteria.
Yeah, there was a criteria, and it is what it is. Those are the coaches; they have their selection. That is fine.
But again, next year, we're back at it.
You see how I mean about the resilience of this kid at such a young age as well, when many, would not want to. I remember being her age and, being discouraged from even trying to join the basketball team because then, oh, what if I don't make it, this, that, and the other. But Chloe, even though she, didn't make the volleyball team, you were successful whenever you tried out for
Basket.
so she ended up making the team in the next sport up, which was the basketball. Those that know me, I played basketball back in the day, not with the school, but we can run with most of y'all out here back in the day. I will say back in the day. We're a little out of shape now, right? But anyways, we were proud that that didn't get her down because it was a situation where it could be something that discourages kids, right? Well, I didn't make it, and like I said, kind of comparing myself back in the day where, well, I don't want to try out for this for whatever reason, but she was encouraged and motivated to, and she ended up making the team. She did have, I remember, one spectacular game. She did good in several games, but she did have one phenomenal game, I would even say, having 6 points within like 2 minutes of gameplay. And it was like, what the hell's going on? I thought, my girl was like Jordan in the flesh there, but, yeah, I was proud of her having a good game, that game. I wish all games could have been like that, right? But, she's barely working on that. You did play fifth and sixth grade, right? In basketball as well.
Yes.
That was where?
Radar Elementary.
So she played fifth and sixth grade. You did make the All Star teams that
Both
as well,
years.
yeah. So we're excited about that, right? For her. And then after that, of course, all this time she is playing with her travel team, the Mambas, and then she tries out for
Track.
goes for track, where she placed multiple times toot your own horn there?
Well, I did throwing events because I don't really consider myself fast.
Yeah, she's not a
So
runner.
I am not a
She's not
runner.
fast like her dad that ran the 400. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a runner. So I did the throwing events, I did discus, and I did shot put.
Throwing events. So discus and shot put. How did you do in discus and shot put?
Discus, I'd say it was a very good year for me. I placed in almost every meet we went. Well, in every meet we went to. My first meet, since I was put on the discus team late, my first meet I got first place, and then from there it was mainly top 3 from every game. Shot put, I would say I had a tougher time with, but towards the end I did come out place.
Well, you see, that's pretty awesome. I mean, it sounds like if you kind of were a natural at doing those type of sports.
Yes.
That's awesome. So all this time, seventh grade, you get another thing. You do UIL.
Yes.
What event do you do, and what do you get from that experience?
Well, I was at the first start. I was practicing for multiple events, but due to basketball season, I couldn't really do all of them. So I did have to just end up going with one. I ended up doing modern oratory, and we traveled to Laredo to go and compete with the all the Laredo schools. It was given to me a week. It was given to me that week. The speech I was supposed to read. That I went under time. I read too fast, so I was disqualified.
It happens, right? I mean, it happens. So that was your UIO experience. You also got inducted into National Junior Honor Society.
Yes,
Congratulations with
thank
that
you.
one. So tell us how that experience was and what that means to you.
Well, I mean, whenever I first found out that I got, how do you say it? Because the teachers had to nominate us to be able to be considered for it, and for all my teachers, it just wasn't even a question, and I got nominated by all of them, almost all of them, and the whole process we had to have a interview where they would just ask you a lot of personal questions, and we found out the next week, and I was really happy. And at the ceremony, it was really good. There were snacks, so yeah.
So how do you feel about being in that? What does it mean to you? Does it mean, well, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but what does it mean to you? Is it important? Is it just, something whatever, or well, what are you going to use that for? Like, why should people want to be in that?
It was something that I had been wanting, and it was one of my goals to accomplish going into 7th grade. Just hearing, so like in elementary when you have like guardian angels and it's the NJHS people that come. I just heard a lot of good things about the, what is it, like a program? Like, I don't know, what the group, I don't know. I heard really good things about it, and it would look great whenever you do the actual thing in high school. And if you get into high school, you will have an amazing application.
Application for what?
College application.
So you're thinking about college right now as a seventh grader?
Yes.
So what college are you interested in right now? What would you say is your top three if you have a top three?
Top 3, I would say UT, the University of Austin, and then
So that's your top one.
yeah, that's my top one. That's one I
Okay.
really want to go to. I would say it can be out of state.
Whichever, whatever colleges your top three are.
I would really like to, even though I might not be able to go, I really like to Harvard. Definitely is one of them.
Why would you not be able to go?
Because my father has repeatedly told me I am not allowed to go out of state, and wherever I go, he's coming with. So yeah.
And your third one?
NYU in New York University. UConn.
Anyways, Well, yeah. So, seventh grader. So, what made you think or want to, try this or think about this at such a young age? At seventh grade. I mean, I remember when I was in seventh grade, I didn't even care about college at the time.
It's just I've always had the drive to be really good at anything I do. So
So, where do you get this drive about doing being good at everything that you do? I mean, is that something that just came out of nowhere, or like?
I would have to say yes. Just kidding. The Maverick Times.
And then moving forward. So you have your seventh grade. You finished, right. You're going to eighth. That's what you told us. So right now you guys are getting together because you're 12U, 14U from this EP Mambas organization that was newly created. It's been a couple of years in the making, and you guys are going to the World Series, right? What does that mean to you? Knowing the road that it took you to get, to the point where you're at right now, I would say in softball, right? Competitive. What does that mean to you directly? Now you're going to be headed to the All Star, not the All Stars, the World Series. Next month you're going to be driving to McAllen and facing some of the best competition across the country. What does that mean to you in terms of everything that you've invested to get to this point?
Just looking back, I take it as a reward for how hard I worked. And I never thought I would be in this position where I would be going to the World Series as a starting third baseman, which is really big. And it was just, I love looking back and yeah.
So, what was the hardest thing for you out of everything, or what is still the hardest thing, or what's your hardest thing now? What was it then? Comparing yourself pre softball when you first started to right now where we're at this point in time.
Looking back, I would compare myself to the girls a lot. I would see how they were a lot better, and I never thought that I could get to their, how do you say it, to their level. But seeing how hard work can take you to that level, yeah, I love it. I love hard work.
You love hard work?
I love hard work.
Do you? Can you give
I
us an example of this hard work that you do that you love so much?
I mean, those practices,
What practices?
those practices. I mean, there's been a lot.
You want to give him a shout out there? I don't believe him about just like your tío.
Hi, Derek. Thank you for joining the live and watching me.
And thank you for helping us out.
And thank you for helping us out at the raffle. Thank you for those 3 tickets that you got. I'm sorry you didn't win. It was rigged.
I don't think you're supposed to say that.
I'm sorry. It was not rigged.
Can you stop moving around in the chair like that, please? Anyways, guys, so yeah, we have Khloe. She's headed to the 2025 World Series, Softball World Series. She's going to represent the EP Mambas team. We're here trying to let you guys know what this young lady is trying to accomplish, what she's been through, where she's going to go in the future. And if you guys want to donate to her, to the cause, to her travel, to her meals, for her stay, anything that you guys can or are encouraged to help with, we appreciate that. And her cash app is $ KHLOEARUIZ. That's Khloe A. Ruiz. We appreciate any donation. Whatever you want to give, it's going to help her a lot in accomplishing one of her goals, which was, as she stated at the beginning of the show, is to make a big competition like the World Series. So, Khloe, moving forward, you're heading to eighth grade. What do you want to accomplish with your eighth grade, your eighth year of education moving forward?
Definitely making the volleyball team. Joining new clubs. Really getting myself out there. Definitely doing more UIL events and doing more, maybe running track events, maybe we shall see, but just doing more to improve my sports.
Okay, and what do you think that you need to improve in your sports, since we're on the subject?
Definitely my speed and my coordination.
Well, you didn't look too bad just recently in the scrimmage when you hit what was it, a triple? You hit a triple to the outfield. I mean, you look semi-ish fast, kind of, sort of.
The run there was just really tough.
And it looked like it.
Yeah.
And it looked like it.
So we kind of
now I was kind of questioning the whole bunt move that you were trying to do. Why would you, still be trying to catch a bunt way the hell out of the zone like that? I don't know what she was thinking, guys, and I apologize for that decision that she made.
Yeah, I do not know why you wouldn't cut that out the video and just show my amazing bomb. But
Well, I think the viewers needed to see the context of what got you to that, because it was a lot of patience. It was a lot of patience. It was a lot of mistakes, like trying to bunt and missing on a ball. I mean, yeah, you don't typically do that.
I'm pretty new to bunting. I don't really bunt. I usually just hit. So yeah.
What do you usually hit? That's a good topic. Let's get on that one. What do usually
doubles,
hit?
triples, home runs.
Doubles, triples, home runs.
Maybe not a home run yet, actually. We'll wait on that.
I have a couple of videos I want to play for everybody here.
Let's
show your doubles, triples, and home runs. I got some videos here on the phone. What do you say?
Let's not. They will see when I make it to college and they watch my games there.
Let's see if we get enough comments on here in the comments. Let's see Khloe's videos of her hitting. I'll be obliged to share some of those great videos of her hitting doubles, triples, and home runs.
Not comment anymore, please.
So Khloe, looking back at 7th grade, where you're at right now, what would you say is your top 3, I guess, highlights of 7th grade? Like, what was the best thing of 7th grade that you would?
I would say definitely making NJHS. That was a really big thing for me. That basketball game, I did really good, right? Really well. I did good. Another one would probably be doing UIL. Even though I didn't come out on top, it was still a really great experience, and I really loved being with that did UIL and the food and the bus ride.
What events do you want to do in UIL moving forward?
The events that I was gonna do, which I did, and during my elementary years and did place were oral reading. It was spelling, oral reading, spelling, and dictionary.
So that's what you want to do next year?
Yes, and modern oratory, but I need to kick one of them out. So.
Okay, I think that's more than we need to be discussing here on a podcast, but we appreciate that commentary there. So, what do you think you need to work on in your softball game? Since we're here trying to, get some encouragement for your softball, what do you think that you need to work on your game moving forward, if there's anything to work on?
Definitely my fielding. I feel like in practice I do really good, and comes the game and I just get really nervous, and that's never good. Being nervous during games.
What do you think triggers that nervousness?
Myself.
Yourself?
My father yelling at me.
That's too much.
Okay. Well, you don't yell at me. You just go, come on, like that.
I encourage you.
Encourage.
Which is the correct word you were looking for?
I just think I overwork myself, and I want to do perfect, and then I just get nervous and I don't do perfect. So.
But you understand that that's part of the game, and
it happens during most games. So.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's nothing to be discouraged about. I mean, people get nervous at stuff like that. That's what maybe you need to work on.
Yeah, probably.
In your game. Maybe try some breathing exercises or
yes.
Like that. Yeah, okay. Great. So, Khloe, in closing, why don't you tell us or let the audience out there that is watching this and is going to watch this, why should they donate? Why should they help out to the cause for you to go play with the Mambas at the World Series?
Well, I have been working really hard, going to practices and all the games. I don't really ever miss a game. I mean, I have really, how do you say it? I've been doing a lot better. My hitting is getting there. Well, my hitting is there. My fielding is getting there. But just I've put a lot of work and dedication into playing softball. And now that I'm finally here, I just need the support.
Awesome. Well, we hope that we can get another interview with you sometime soon. Maybe we can give everybody an update on what's your status on the donation, if maybe you've reached your goal of getting everything, the funding that you need. Of course, these things are expensive. You need to have money for travel, gas to get you out there, to be able to stay out there, to have food out there. Of course, you eat as well. So
Yes.
she eats a lot, a lot. Yeah, that's why we're here
Okay,
getting donations, because she eats a lot there. But yeah, so that's the whole thing. Khloe is headed to the World Series. She wants to try and get some support, and she was willing to come out and do a podcast and see if we can gather some donations for her. You know, it's a great thing. I think that I've tried to get her to come out in one of these before many times. She was the original one that was supposed to have a podcast with me. You're talking about back in 2020, before anybody in Eagle Pass was doing podcasts. She was, I remember her during COVID asking me almost every day, "Hey, Dad, are we doing a podcast today? Hey, are we doing a podcast, Dad?" And for some reason or whatever, we never got around to it. But I'm glad, because she was the reason why we started, or I started getting into doing actual podcasts. As many of you that have followed the channel have seen us go through the Rising Texan, a page where I have my own name, and now ultimately in this platform, the Maverick Times. And Khloe actually is the motivator behind me wanting to do all these podcasts and do these lives back when she was
9.
was 9 years old, man. Long time ago, but not so long ago. And that's where we went ahead and moved forward and started creating our podcast platform to eventually reach this space right now, where we actually have her on the platform, which is what she tried to do many years ago. So, little side story, happy one with a good ending. But Khloe, why don't you close us out on this Maverick Times Podcast, episode 47? It was created in hopes of getting you some donations for your 2025 World Series bid.
Yeah, let's
Close us out.
I want to say thank you for all your support, and if you did donate, thank you for donating, and if you did buy a raffle ticket, thank you for putting that money towards our team. The money is for a lot of great things that we'll be able to do there, in McAllen, and for things before the trip. So I just want to say thank you for your support, and thank you for being on the live, and thank you for watching, and thank you for commenting, and thank you.
All right, guys, this was something a little different. I think it's good that we have a little bit of diversity with the type of podcast presentations that we bring you all. Again, this is the Maverick Times Podcast. This was number 47, something a little different, bringing on the little one. She wanted to get some support, wanted to get some feedback as well. Her team is headed out to the World Series. They want to ask if you guys are willing to support her and her team. If you are willing to donate any kind of funds to help her with her travel, her stay, and her meals. Headed to, again, the World Series to play for the Eagle Pass Mamba team, the 14U team headed to the 2025 World Series in McAllen, Texas this year. Guys, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate y'all. Again, if you can like this post, this video's podcast, and share it, it helps us out a lot. We appreciate it. Until the next episode, Khloe, are you down to do another podcast in a week or so?
Yeah.
We'll have Khloe in next week and to give us an update on what's going on with the World Series. And of course, we'll follow her journey at the World Series for everybody else to kind of get a view and a peek of what's going on in the 2025 World Series in McAllen, Texas. Thank you, guys. We'll see y'all later. Khloe?
Thank you. Good night.